Hello there you, and welcome to 6 million Imperial Guard conscripts. They're about to go into a head-to-head battle with the forces of chaos. Will Imperial strength and numbers win the day? Or will an oppressive miasma fill the battlefield? As always, if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing, as that's the best way to support the channel. Now, let's get on with the slaughter. Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. 6 million Imperial Guardsmen. Now, just look at this. How large 6 million actually is here. We're scooting over the battlefield at rapid rates. Look, we're still going. There's so many here. It's absolutely redonkulous. Now, the first thing the Imperials are going to have to deal with here is the Chaos Artillery. As you can see, they've got themselves positioned high up on a hill here, and they're just going to be raining down death into the Imperial lines as they come charging forward. Both armies are on attack at the moment, so they are going to be having a brutal head-to-head fight to see who can claim the victory here on the side of the hill. I'm really excited for this one, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to get barbaric halfway through this video. It's going to be quite a long one, though, so we are going to have some time lapses in it and things like that. As our first two armies here coming clashing head-to-head, Marauders meeting conscripts as the artillery comes pumping it down from overhead. And already the blood is starting to flow here. Oh man, now both teams do have lots and lots of shooters. Both teams have lots of melee. And to be honest, the Chaos have the Black Legion on the field. They're somewhere over here. There they are. Here we go, making their way forward. Black Legion Space Marines, and look at the view that the Chaos get as they come over. Absolutely magnificent as our battlefield here starts to develop its first front lines. Oh my, and already the pools for little Timmy's pleasure here are starting to develop. Look, right behind the Chaos lines. Absolutely magnificent. The Imperials, though, they're going to take a lot of losses trying to push this Chaos Horde here. There's a lot of Marauders on that front line. There's a lot of Renegade Gunners backing them up. We've even got a Plague Cultist or two thrown into the mix. And of course, yeah, we've also got the artillery. Now, the Imperials, they basically have Liam and Russie's conscripts, and yeah, that's about it. Good luck to the Imperial Guard. It's a full-on conscript invasion. Now, we can see there's interesting dynamics starting to form here, as two rows of gunners are forming up behind the melee lines. One on the Chaos side here, and one on the Imperials. Now, the Imperials need to watch out, though, because that Chaos Artillery is going to rain down into the middle of their gunners. Oh my god, look at this. They go over the top here. They're met by the marauding forces of Chaos, who are just pushing forward mirthlessly. Now, you can see that the Marauders have all made their way to the front lines here. That's going to be really bad for the Imperials, who are going to be trying to push this back. A Lemon Russ has made its way up, but it looks like Chaos has squeezed the zesty goodness out of it, unfortunately. More and more Imperial Guard throw themselves at the front line, which is developing really nicely. I'm loving this. Bullets are flying overhead, which way and that. No one's quite sure who's getting the upper hand at the moment. Man, these fields are filling up pretty damn quickly. I was not expecting them to go that quick. But it definitely feels like Chaos has got a very solid front line at the moment. The Imperials, though, the reason that they're getting so few troops through is the amount of firepower. All the guns here for the Imperials lining up, trying to shoot down the Marauders. Of course, they're possessed by demonic strength at the moment. Now, things over here are looking a little bit more dicey. Oh my, this is definitely a slugging match here. Neither side gaining an upper hand. Just everything dying in the center in seconds. Though it kind of feels like the Chaos guns here are having a bit more of a firing effect on the Imperials. Yeah, it looks like the Imperials are struggling to push in some places. Oh man, look at this miasma appearing behind them, though. The quagmire of doom has already started. We're barely 5 minutes into this. And already, 5 minutes, and we're already at 400,000 kills to the Chaos team here. The Imperials have taken insane losses, man. And look at this as it just stretches off into the forest. You know what we're going to do? We're going to do something that we haven't done. We're going to take a slow meander up the battlefield here and see what we can see. So on this side at the moment, it looks like it's mainly Plague Cultists here taking on the melee of the Imperial Guard. It's a fairly even match as we head over here into the forest. Neither side gaining an upper hand. Now, I can see that Imperial Guard gunners are starting to form a line in the very distance over there. And it does look like we have got a few of the Chaos ones actually starting to form. So little by little, the gunners are starting to make their way to this part of the line. But it is largely, oh my god, back there, yeah, it was largely just melee. Now, we can really see that the bullets are starting to flow over this side. The battle is getting more heavy and dense. More and more souls are being lost every second. That is a confusing front line as well. It's really hard to see, like, any definition here. Just both units pushing into each other and attacking the first thing that they can see. Yeah, look at all the red goo that's being produced at the moment. There's a lot of it. Though it kind of feels like the Imperial Guard are gaining some upper hand on this side as we start to come out of the Plague Cult flank here. And we get into the Renegade Gunners. The Imperial Guard are definitely making advances down here. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a lot of losses. The Imperial Guard are taking so many, but they are actually pushing forward. Let's carry on down the battlefield here as we start to come out to the forest and into the main battlefield area. All this so far has just been the flank. We're still in the flank, technically. We're about to head into the center of the fight now. But man, oh man, the Chaos are just laying down a lot of covering fire. Imperial Guard really struggling. They are pushing forward now. We have got a little bit of a gap up ahead here. That to me suggests that a lot of the gunners might have actually been killed at the moment. Yeah, look at this. A lot of the Imperial Guard have actually managed to shoot down the gunners here. I was going to say gun down the gunners, but that sounds weird. But on the other side, we have got a Blood Lake starting to form, and that is going to hinder the Imperial Guard reinforcements. We can already see that starting to take an effect a bit further down the line, as the numbers over this side aren't as strong as they have been behind us. Imperial Guard not getting enough reinforcements into this area just yet. The Chaos taking full advantage and pushing right forward into that Imperial line. And we're now officially starting to enter the center of the combat zone. Oh my, I can already see in the distance things are looking crazy here. Let's scoot on up a bit, just a little bit. So what we really want to see is the Marauders, because them guys are going to be pushing forward with relentless death. And here we are. I think we're starting to get to the Marauder line now. Yeah, man, look at all them Imperial Guard corpses underneath. That's an insane amount. Chaos, though, they've taken a few losses here. 230,000, but the Imperial Guard now 890,000 losses. We're coming rapidly up to 1 million here. The Imperial Guard really need to start leveling down that firepower, concentrating on these Marauders. They need to push through and get to the soft, squishy gunners behind them, because them gunners are providing invaluable cover as well. Because a lot of the gunners are going to be able to shoot back at the Imperial conscripts who are actually trying to shoot them. Because the Chaos melee here is handedly dealing with the Imperial melee. So the gunners are definitely going to be distracted. Let's carry on down the line here, though. The mirthless advance of Chaos continues. We're coming back up to our disabled Lemon Russ here, which oh my god, look how far the Chaos have actually pushed forward now. Before they were over that side of the hill, so yeah, they're actually pushing down the other side of the hill at the moment. Things are getting pretty intense, man. The Imperials can't really seem to get any sort of foothold going. They're just throwing men at the problem, hoping that they'll gain a foothold. But the Marauders, they're just like, oh, the more of you that are gathered up, the easier of you it is to kill. And that's exactly what's happening. But I've got to say, these guys are going to be taking a hell of a pounding at the moment from the Imperial guns. They're all exposed to all walks and firepower. But look at the Imperials just trying to push in. And they're not getting much of a job done. That's not to say that the Chaos aren't taking losses in this insane firefight. But they're definitely not taking as many as the Imperials. Sort of a 3-to-1 ratio almost. Because the Chaos have officially broken 1 million kills now. So much so, they've broken the kill counter. Look at that. It can no longer fit on my screen. That's a bug the developers need to fix. Move the kill counters over ever so slightly. And make them a little bit larger while you're at it, developers, please. Make it easier to read. Put a comma in there, for God's sake. Oh my God, look at this, though. The insane battlefield here as Chaos keep pushing down from the hill. Again, these Marauders are doing Khorne's work, quite literally. They've just formed this unbreakable, impenetrable line of meaty death. And the Imperials are just throwing themselves at it, trying to break it. They're trying to outgun it as well. But they're struggling, man. Now on this side, things are looking a little bit better. The marauding forces, the Chaos here, getting thinned out ever so slightly. The red goo, though, is going to be a little bit of a problem, starting to create some impassable terrain, which the Renegade Gunners are currently using as a shooting platform. Man, what an insane battlefield. So it looks like the Imperials are having a little bit more luck over this side. Able to push the forces right up here. As we can see, there is actually no Marauders on this side. It is just Gunners and Plague Cultists. And that Imperial Guard kill counter is actually starting to rise little by little. Let's go over to the far flank and see what's happening over here. Is there anyone who's winning out at the moment? Actually, it's kind of even. I've got to say that. There's no gunners or explosions going on over this side of the battlefield. Yeah, it's all centered. Look at that. You can actually see where all the firefighters going on because of the lights. That's kind of cool. And you can see the gap that's been created by the Marauders, as all the Imperials try to outshoot the Gunners. Oh man, that is so brutal, this front line is. Absolutely love it. How much of the Imperial, Chaos Artillery is left? So there is actually guns left. That's kind of amazing. Normally they're destroyed and blown up by now, because they don't actually have that much health, and stray bullets tend to hit them and blow them up, and yeah, they just die dead quick. But yeah, look at that. That's an insane front line. That's straight out of a movie. Wonder who's winning the flank down in the forest now. And look at that Imperial Guard army just stretching off into the distance. That's insane. But both sides are basically just lining up here and railing on each other. But these Marauders, I've got to say, keep saying it, they are just pushing forward, man. Nothing seems to stop them. All the Imperial Guard guns are basically shooting at the Marauders, and they're just shrugging it off and continuing forward. I mean, I think we also need to call Brittany at some point, tell her to come and collect her body piles, because this is getting insane over this part of the battlefield. We have literally built Trump's wall here. Mexico didn't pay for it, the Chaos did. But again, it's a little bit tame over this side. It's just a bit of a slugging match in the center, and I do think the Imperials are winning it little by little, just because they've got the firepower on that side. Oh man, I love looking off into the distance and just seeing the insanity of a Warhammer battle. But could you imagine the actual noise, how deafening it would be to be in a Warhammer battle? Like, I never hear of like earplugs being given to the Imperial Guardsmen, you know what I mean? Half of them have got to be deaf as heck. Especially with like earthquaker rounds going off right next to you. You know, the sounds of a lemon russ. And then you've got all the gunfire, the shouting. Oh man. Like, I guess the chances of survival largely depend on how large your force is, doesn't it, really? I mean, there's a direct correlation there. If you've got 10 billion men being flung at the problem, your chances of survival probably go up quite significantly, because there's just so many men there. But, as someone pointed out to me, actually, because I was saying in one of my other videos, like, the life of an Imperial Guardsman, it's not that good, is it, really? You're just flung into a shithole, and you're basically evaporated in seconds. You know, that's basically how it works. But, as someone pointed out to me, most Imperial Guardsmen only ever really get to fight in one battle. And they'll spend 4 or 5 years getting there because they've got to travel across space, even with warp travel and stuff like that. You know, they're going to spend 4 to 5 years in transit. So the whole of the Imperium is just full of armies traveling to destinations for battles that'll happen in 10 years or 50 years time. It's kind of insane to think about. Like, some vessels set out to a front to go to a fight and won't arrive for like 200 years, meaning you've got generations that happen in between the fighting. So in between, you know, actually getting to the battle. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. But such is the fate of the Warhammer universe. And it's just something I've never really thought about, yeah. An Imperial Guardsman's life is, yeah, spend 20 years in transit, fending off warp attacks every time you do warp travel. Then you go onto a battlefield and die in 30 seconds. That's pretty much your lot in life. And it isn't that actually that bad when you consider it. Your alternative options, you know, work in agriculture, working in industry, that never seems healthy in the Warhammer universe. You don't want to be a miner in a pit, do you? No. You'd much rather join up with the guard. But going back to our battle here, sorry for the strange tangent there, but getting back to our battle here, it kind of looks like the Imperials are starting to get the upper hand here. Look at this, look at the Imperials, man. Using this pathway over here to bring their reinforcements down. True Imperial Guard style, rank and file. Oh my god, look at the size of this battle. I may have overdone it a little bit with the unit sizes here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. Okay, so the Chaos now are coming up to 2 million kills. That's kind of insane. The Imperials here losing basically a quarter of their army. And there's still all these Marauders on the front. Look how far the Chaos are pushed down. So they were on the other side of that hill in the background. They've now pushed down and through, right into where the Imperial Guard were. You can see all these conscripts just keep trying to back up away from that front line. That keeps slowly advancing on them. So what's actually happening is, as the melee filter through the back, the conscripts who are shooting take one step back to fill that spot. Which is why you get this weird little trickle of troops coming in from the Imperial side. Now with the Chaos, they were just able to simply get more and more melee on the front line because they live longer. Oh man, the Black Legion here, standing on the corpses of its defeated foe. Looking out. He's not able to miss a single shot realistically, is he? Even with it, if all these targeting systems were destroyed, he'd still absolutely nail every single shot. Well, actually, look at this. We're starting to get thinned out with the marauding forces on this side, ever so slightly. Is this going to be the turning point, finally, that the Imperials need? As I said, 2 million kills have been rapidly approached here. The Chaos now almost losing 1 million. They still have 500,000 troops remaining. But once the Chaos were actually outnumbered, but the Chaos had far superior troops. They had a lot more heavy troops. They had the artillery, they got the Black Legion, they got the Marauders. So yeah, Chaos definitely did have a lot more firepower on the field. Not to mention the plague cultists are a lot better than the Imperial conscripts in melee. But man, I love that. Look at that battlefield. It's just insane. It's really hard to tell who's actually pulling ahead because the Chaos have just been killing so many. But they need to up that kill counter rapido if they want to actually break through. And I think that will happen at some point. As soon as these Marauders catch up to the gunners on the Imperial Guard side, that's going to get a little bit spicy then. And there's still a lot of them. I mean, look, we've got a lot on the front line, but look, just behind them, trying to make their way to the front line. There's still lots and lots of reinforcements here for the Chaos. It is by no means over. And they still hold the high ground, actually. They are shooting down into the Imperial lines. Man, look at all that. The gooey goodness everywhere. Oh, no. Oh, that's horrific. Imagine this. As an Imperial Guardsman, you're making your way to the front line here, and you come across this. It's a little Timmy rubber dinghy certified pool, and you're nowhere near the front line. knowing that's a mixture of friend and foe. That's got to be morale destroying, man. You would not want to see that. It's going to be one heck of a cleanup operation after this battle as well. But I'm really interested here in seeing if the Imperial Guard can actually whittle down the marauding forces. Because these guys have just been on an everlasting push at the moment. No signs of slowing down either. They just keep on pushing, man. Keep on pushing. So what I think I'm quickly going to do is we're just going to hit a little bit of a time-lapse camera here. See if the Imperial Guard can actually manage to break this marauder line that we can see at the front. We'll be back in a second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see, the Imperial Guard have been making a right old go of it here. They've thinned out the marauding forces here quite significantly now, actually. I mean, look at this. They're actually looking like they're about to break through the center here and be greeted by the Black Legion themselves. Let's go scoot down our battlefield. As we can see now, it is actually just marauding forces of chaos backed up by the Black Legion. Most of the gunners have been shot now. Oh, man. And yet the Imperial forces still got 3 million troops remaining. But they have still got a lot of marauders to deal with here. Actually, there's still quite a few Chaos forces on this side of the field. A lot more than I was expecting. Have the Imperials actually managed to start outflanking the Chaos, though? It looks like they've been trying down here. So what's the problem on this side, then? Okay. Oh, it's just these little bits of resistant gunners. Just a load of gunners. That's all we've got on this side of the field. Oh, and a very, very thin line of Chaos Marauders. These guys, man, they are relentless. The Imperials have had a right old job trying to take these guys out. But look at this, little by little. Them cracks in the combat line are starting to appear for the Chaos. 42,000 remaining. Now, there was about 250 Black Legion on here. So the Imperials haven't quite won it just yet. Actually, have we got the artillery remaining? I doubt we have. No, I think, yeah, it's all been destroyed now. And the Imperials have finally won the flank over here. And they're pushing hard. What kind of resistance we got over here for the Chaos? Okay, so it's a lot of Black Legion again. So it is just almost basically Black Legion and Marauders at this moment. That's it. That's kind of insane. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to time-lapse this still a little bit. Because I want to see them Imperials come swooping in here around the Black Legion. Actually, you know what? We'll come over this side, yeah. I want to see him come swooping around these Black Legion. It's going to be cool. We'll be back in a second. Well, there it is. The Imperial Guard now successfully managing to surround here all of the Black Legion. Now, let's go have a look at the rest of the battlefield. I've got a feeling that we're coming down to last stand mentality here with the marauding forces of Chaos. I mean, look at this. Imperial Guard up and down the line now, just forcing their way in. Man, you've got to hand it to the Marauders, though. They put up such a decent fight here. I mean, they're still going. Look at this. We've got a massive blob off them over here. In fact, I think this is the 10,000, 11,000 that we've got. The Imperials now trying to swarm the Black Legion over this side. I think they've managed to round up most of the gunners at this point. Yeah, look at this. It's just Black Legion pretty much over this side. That was an absolutely insane fight, that was, though. Can't believe how many losses the Imperials actually took. The Forces of Chaos here had like 1.5 million. It's not that much, realistically. But the Marauders, man, they just chewed through all of the melee troops here for the Imperial Guard. Yeah, there was about 6 million melee troops and about 500,000 conscript gunners. So, yeah, there was a significant force here for the Chaos to deal with. But bit by bit, we can see our conscripts are starting to put a dent in this gigantic force. We're down to the last 9,000. But the Black Legion don't go down without a fight, ladies and gentlemen. They can take a heck of a beating. I mean, look at all these Imperial Guardsmen surrounding this one dude. And he's just tanking it all. Like, look in the distance how many are actually shooting at him. It's ridiculous. But he'll tank that forever. Well, not forever, but for a very long time at least. The Imperial Guard will eventually overwhelm them, though. It is inevitable. Meanwhile, in the middle, the Marauders, not caring that the rest of their army has been defeated, they're more than happy to take the fight back to the enemy. Oh man, I'm absolutely flabbergasted by this battlefield. Look at that. No matter where you look, it's death and devastation at any one point. But yeah, what we're going to do then, last time lapse here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hit this. Let's get a nice little shot here. God, are all these? Wow, all these are Black Legion. Okay, this might take a little while though. Okay, so yeah, let's hit a little time-lapse camera here. Try and get as much of the battlefield in as possible. We'll be back with the final results. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Apparently, there's still 3,000 Chaos left on the battlefield somewhere. I've absolutely no idea where they could be, because all we've got, basically, are these chaps here who are making a final stand at the moment. Now, what we're going to do while they're making their final stand is quickly just go over here and have a look at some of the battlefield. Because, yeah, it looks pretty insane to me, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? Oh, yeah, let's go have a look at the other side as well. Because there was a massive fight in the forest, wasn't there, over here? Let's go have a look at that. Because there was also this lovely little quagmire. How deep did this go? Oh, man. Yeah, that is magnificent and full of Imperials. Oh, that's horrific. Let's go scoot over this side very quickly as well, because I want to see this magnificent body pile. I mean, just look at this forest. This forest is going to grow. So nutritious now. It has been fueled by Imperial Guard corpses. Absolutely magnificent stuff. Now, like I said, apparently there's 2,000 Chaos remaining. Yeah, I don't think that's true. So we are going to be calling it this one here, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all our channel members who help to keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out the amazing Chaotic Pinky store. We got some really cool merch over there. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.